Do you feel like crap? Try this. Hey everyone, Coach Seth is back again. Tell a friend. Shady's back. Nah. Tell a friend. Hey folks, really excited to kick off 2025 with my first Facebook Live for you. So if you know who I am and you know a little bit about me, keeping it creamy with y'all. Really here to go over some things that are going to help you create the life that you want. So last year did a lot of great lives and a lot of good training for y'all. So really excited about this one here. Is if you're feeling like crap, right? Odds are we need to fix something in your nutrition. So I'm going to go over the idea of what elimination diet is, break it down Barney style for you, 1, 2, 3, easy. That way you can do it, and then maybe if it makes sense, you can sign for one of my coaching stuff at the end. If that's neither here or there, we'll get there eventually. We're on a train. Let's get going. Before I get into that, please share this video. Help spread this information. Help give people some insight. If you're feeling like crap, if you don't know what you're doing, and nutrition's out of whack, you need to pay attention. All right, so before I get into that, let me know if you're watching this live in the comments below. Please put hi, H-I. And if you are watching this on the replay, little DJ action for you. Please put hashtag replay so I can see when I'm reaching you. And if you're having a good day, put that there too. All right, folks, so if you feel like crap, try this. All right, so a lot of times when I first get in contact with people, one of the biggest problems that they have is they're eating the wrong foods. And more importantly, they might have something that's going to cause issues for them, right? They might be eating something that's going to cause some inflammation. They might be eating something that's going to cause some discomfort. So if you get migraine, if your body aches all the time, if your body is just not feeling right? If you have some constipation, some indigestion, some intestinal issues, odds are you may have an underlying condition. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. I do have a lot of good tools in my tool belt that help a lot of people. After working with over 10,000 people, writing 6 books that were #1, you kind of learn a thing or two, right? So what I want to go over you today is the idea of elimination diet, what it is, what it's about, and more importantly, how you can do it in your life. So, but raise your hand here, right, in the comments if you ever tried something like this before. Were you successful with it? Did you find any issues? Did you find things that were causing some kind of problems for you, right? So if you have, then you know how beneficial this is. If you haven't, I'm telling you, this could be the answer that you were looking for. The one thing that can take you from not getting results to getting some really good results and feeling good, feeling great. I know it's cold outside right now, but we put a smile on the face, right? If we find the right stuff for you, right? So let's get into it. So first and foremost, what is elimination diet, right? So let's set the stage here. Elimination diet is it's like a science experiment on your body. What we want to do is this short-term process of identifying some food triggers or sensitivities or things like that. It's a very simple method, right? All we're going to do is we're going to exclude, reduce, and observe the reactions with the things that you have. So the first thing we want to do, right, is we want to get data on what we're doing here, right? So now, for all of you who have been following me for a while, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to data. I'm a huge person that, we want to have proof in the pudding. We want to see what we're doing. So if we're not tracking any of our nutrition, if we're not tracking anything at all, then we're not going to find out what's causing these issues, right? So what we want to do is how we dive into, elimination diets and all that stuff is we want to have about 3 weeks, right? So we want to get data for about 3 weeks on our foods. Right? So just track your nutrition. You can write it down. You can use an app. You can use these things. But more importantly, we want to find these things that are going to help us, right? Or more importantly, things that aren't going to help us, right? So write how you're feeling when you're eating certain foods. We can hopefully find some triggers, some things that are going to have issues with you, right? We find stuff that we might need to take away because it's causing bloating, it's causing fatigue, those type of things like that, headaches. We want to write that stuff down because if those things aren't good, right? Those things aren't good, then that's not what we want in our diet. If we find some good things to make us feel good, right? then we want to have more of those things in our diet. It's really simple, folks, really simple like that. You know, a lot of times when it comes to this stuff, we want to have lower processed foods, right? You know, I've talked about this before. I've gotten some slack in it from a lot of people out there. But, you know, if it comes in a bag in a box, if you can't pronounce a lot of the, you know, ingredients on the back label, right? Odds are it's probably not the best thing for you. You probably shouldn't eat it. But, you know, I'm not here to tell you that what you can and can't eat, right? There are no such thing as a bad food, but there probably is some things that you probably shouldn't eat as much, right? So I think we can all agree on that, right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get data for about 3 weeks on food. We want to write down the things that we're eating, and more importantly, how we're feeling when it comes to that. Is it giving us a smiley face, or is it giving us a frowny face, a sad face, right? So if you have more sad faces than smiley faces, then odds are we should probably start taking those things out and seeing how we feel, right? So some practical exercises with that, right, is whenever you're eating a certain food, like a lot of people have a gluten allergy. If you're having gluten, if you're seeing that you're getting a lot of discomfort, you're not very happy about it, odds are you might have a gluten allergy, so we might want to get that checked out, right? But, you know, if we're seeing some things that are good, let's make sure we double down on that. Now, odds are we're probably already eating really good at a certain point. We seem to find one and two things that aren't helping us at all, right? So stepping into it, you know, right here, we want to make sure that we're journaling what we're doing. So once we journal, right, once we have the right stuff in there, we can start moving into phase number 2, which is eliminating, right? So we want to decrease or completely take out foods, right? So certain foods that are causing these issues. Now, when we have the data, we see what things are working, or more importantly, things that aren't working. We want to take the things that aren't working, right, and find a way to decrease it and then completely eliminate it. That way we can see how our body reacts, right? So is this making sense to you all? Am I speaking Chinese? Let me know. With a thumbs up, thumbs down. If I need to slow it down, let me know too. I know sometimes I talk like a million miles a minute. Just super excited, super passionate about helping you all. So once we find out there's certain foods and certain things that we're eliminating or bringing down, right, we can see how what our culprits are, what are our issues. You know, if it's dairy, if it's gluten, if it's processed foods, if it's caffeine, you know, those things we're going to find out what's going on. And we get into phase number 3, right, is when we reintroduce, you know, go to, again, these foods that might be causing our issues. We can find that, you know, just slowly introduce it for 3 days, right? Small little chunks of those things, and that's going to allow you to find, you know, essentially what is good, and more importantly, what is bad. We're going to find these things that have these issues, find these things that we're having problems with, that are causing these triggers, causing these headaches, this discomfort, you know, if you're having constipation, if you're having diarrhea, all those things, right? We're going to find that stuff out very simple. Trying to make this Barney style for y'all super easy to do. And if you do need help, good news is that you have access to me, right? I have a program starting up here on February 3rd, right? I'm looking for 5 moms, more importantly, 5 moms that are struggling with their nutrition, struggling with finding the right thing for them to, you know, get on track with when it comes to their health and fitness, just trying to lose a little bit of weight. I have a metabolic reset 21-day flex fuel program that you're going to try out. We're going to implement something like this to find any triggers, any things that we're having issues with. And more importantly, what I want you to know is it is free. It is free. So if you're one of the mamas that wants to try it out, in the comments below, put yes, YES. I'll make sure I reach out to you. We'll get you set up for success with that. It does require a $75 deposit. You have to follow all my steps. If you do not follow all my steps, if you're not someone that can follow directions, this program isn't for you, but it's super easy to do, and more importantly, we want to help you out. So hopefully all this made sense. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Please share this message. And if you're one of the mamas that are looking to get in better shape, trying to find some of these issues that you're having, would love to have you do the metabolic reset, the flex fuel program, so that way we can find these things and get you rocking to the better you. All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on Flippy Flop. Peace.